So I find myself at the base of a mountain. This isn't the mountain that I was faced with a few months ago, back in November, at which time I was looking at the mountain of being a litigation paralegal, defending insurance companies from paying their policyholders, defending um, oil companies from paying medical damages to people that were injured or perhaps killed on the job, defending medical professionals who got a little too cozy with their patients, defending law enforcement personnel when they were accused of police brutality. Essentially, defending people in civil court for high dollar, high profile kinds of cases. There was a lot of money to be had at the top of that mountain. But even though I'm not much of a Christian, I resonate with one thing Jesus said, at least one thing, and that is that man cannot survive on bread alone. And that was what that job gave me, bread. And that was about it. Maybe lots of bread. I could have gorged myself on bread in a few years, but it wasn't enough sustenance in spite of that. So I uprooted my life. I gave a video saying, I'm retiring. It was kind of a tongue-in-cheek. But at the same time, it was also sort of a proclamation of my own independence, a declaration of my own independence from social expectations, taking kind of the Buddhist mentality of the different temptations, where in Christianity the devil tempts Jesus. Well, in Buddhism, Mara tempts the Buddha, and one of those temptations, unique to Buddhism, was social expectation. So breaking away from that in a quasi-Buddhist form and going after a profession that perhaps does not pay as well ever, but is more spiritually sustaining or emotionally, psychologically sustaining. You can call it what you will. Is something that I did, and it was scary, and I didn't know if it was going to work. And against the good advice of other people, I decided not to jump straight into San Francisco or New York City or Chicago or some other place like that, but a smaller city where I knew people and I had some connections to the performing arts world. Those connections, in addition to, I'd say, 2 cocktail parties that I attended that were, friends of friends and acquaintances of acquaintances and things like that, I got a call the other day from the production director of Ballet West, a professional ballet company here in the Rocky Mountain region, asking me to come in for an interview for a assistant stage manager internship. I met with them yesterday, and after talking with them for a short time, telling them essentially the story I'm recounting here, they gave me the position. They said, we need you on stage right. I get to wear a real headset now at my job and make sure actors, or dancers rather, get on stage, that bags are not in places where people might trip and fall. And as they put it, if everything goes right, I'll have very little to do. And I'll have then the opportunity to speak with stagehands, with dancers, and turn the experience into my own educational experience based on how much energy and effort I put into it, which is fantastic. It's exactly what I was going for. I didn't want, for example, to get my first job in the performing arts as an usher and then stay in that kind of like that general volunteer category. But this actually has some responsibility to it. Most of the work that I would do comes into play if there's an emergency, which hopefully doesn't happen. So hopefully I'll have very little to do. Nevertheless, I'll have plenty to learn. And in fact, I think I'm gonna go in and see what's in my mailbox on my desk that's in the same office as the production stage manager and the production director. And I'll catch you guys later.